And welcome back to the channel. On this video I'm going to be riding the King Bull Light Rider 2.0, as you see it right here. It is a folding e-bike that's class 2/class 3. And on this video I want to talk about, well, we're getting limited now on places where we can actually ride our e-bikes. So today I thought, I get lots of people telling me in dangerous situations on certain roads and all, they will ride on the sidewalk despite the laws because it's safer. And I understand that fully. And so my thought today for a video was, there's sidewalks out there and there's bike paths or pedestrian paths that are shared. And you can ride on one, but not the other. And why is that? And as you can see right here, for example, I've noticed here in Tennessee, at least where I am, in the area that I'm at, there's not always a lot of sidewalks, so you kind of have to be on the road. And it's not bad to be on the road here in these kind of areas, like a residential area. That's okay. I think you can ride on the road because there's very little traffic. It's pretty safe. But I can understand where riding on busier roads where people just don't want to do it. It's too dangerous. Sometimes there's not even a bike lane. And those are the ones that I'm now trying to avoid because I think they're just way too dangerous. Some of these, as I mentioned in a previous video, these 3-lane roads, that's pretty dangerous. So why is it that we can ride on a bike path, which is shared, right? Bikes, pedestrians, dogs, strollers, you get everything on there, joggers. And I gotta say though too, that pretty soon they're kind of starting to cut that out too, where you can no longer ride an e-bike there even. So when that happens, I don't know where we go. If we're forced out of a bike, if we actually do get forced out of bike paths, then I don't know. Then we're gonna hit the road if we have to, and that's our only choice. But here again, as you can see, there's no sidewalks around. But why is it we can ride? I should say most times, because some of them are banned now, where you cannot ride on a path. But why is it that's okay and not a sidewalk? Well, I kind of looked into it a little bit, and I guess safety issues, right? There's things that come up. There's more obstacles, for example, that are on a sidewalk, which is true. There could be benches. There could be several things. There's also more driveways that you have to cross. There's more intersections, like roads that are going to come through, whereas on a path, it's not a lot of that, right? There's not very many. I shouldn't say there's none, because there are some where you get a break from your path and you got to cross a road. But I'll tell you, now there's a sidewalk here on this road, and I can tell you, like right now, like a lot of times I'll go by these sidewalks, and there's absolutely nobody on the sidewalk. It's almost a shame that the sidewalk is there, but nobody on them, whereas we can't have nothing for a bike. I'm not saying take the pedestrian sidewalk away, because that's not right either. But I can totally understand some people saying that they don't care about legalities. They're worried about their safety. And if it means, and I just went down a dead-end road, if it means having to ride on a sidewalk, gosh darn it, I'm going to do it kind of deal, I've done it a little bit, not a lot. Sometimes it's for example, a connecting bike trail or bike path. You have to, it leaves you off on a sidewalk, and you have to go on to go down a little bit before you get back on the path. And my other question would be, with these laws saying you cannot ride on a sidewalk. Now, some I think do allow it. I've never been around any that actually allow that, but I have had people tell me that, yeah, or I've even noticed, you know, in a little bit of research here that some do. I didn't pay attention to what communities are all, but it actually is allowed in some cases. Let's try this road. Is this a dead end too? But yeah, I don't know your thoughts on this, but please let me know. I think I hit another dead end. Okay, well, we get to go down dead end streets today. I should call the video the dead end street video. But gee, if they take away the trails or paths, I don't know where we can go besides the road. But I wanted to mention though, with the sidewalk thing, have you ever heard of anybody actually getting ticketed or whatever, cited for riding on a sidewalk? I've not heard of anybody. Let me know if you know of any situation where that's happened. Maybe it's happened to you or somebody you know, or you know a story of that you've read or heard that somebody actually did get ticketed. I know some of the bigger cities, they're really cracking down on that. Like in Toronto now, I've heard where they're going to be cracking down more on that. And also New York City is really trying to put the kibosh on that. And I think a lot of times what it is it's not you or I, the regular Joe that's just out there for a bike ride. It's the delivery guys, right? Delivering food. Well, you know, when you think about it, what is the delivery guy supposed to do? Is he supposed to, you know, is he supposed to leave his, bike on the, in the bike lane? You know, park it there and then go into, you know, the store or restaurant or wherever he's delivering from, get his items and then take them. So it's, this is sidewalk here, nobody on it. See, I could just as easily, with no bike lane right here, I should be up on the sidewalk. You know, I would not say go ahead and ride 20 or 30 miles an hour on the sidewalk and knock people over. But you know, maybe you could go, if there's nobody around, like 10 miles an hour. I don't think it would be, I really don't think it's a problem. Like, look here, like I'm saying, nobody around. So if you do see somebody on the sidewalk, you can either hop off here or just slowly go around them. So if we have sidewalks for people, you know, and maybe we need to have beside the sidewalk the bike lanes. I like that. Keep the sidewalk and add a bike lane. I know it's going to be the case of how are you going to fit that in? Well, I'll tell you what, I would rather see the bike lane that's here moved over to here, to the end, maybe. Kind of like the sidewalk. Anyway, I'm just getting to the point where I'm starting to get worried that we're going to be not having anywhere to ride. You know, we're going to take this away from you, take that. You know, they're already limiting the speed in some places like New York City, 15 miles an hour. I can see in some places where 15 miles an hour might be okay, though, if it's really a busy part of the city, you know. But something like where I am right now, the speed limit on this road is 30, and I'm doing 14. Sidewalks, bike paths. Do you see a difference? You can ride on one but not the other. What are your thoughts? Do you think it should just stay that way, or do you think there's a way we can kind of squeeze the bikes in and allow them on there too? You know, something else I was thinking today is, I don't have one, but if I did, and I may get to a situation where I eventually will be riding one of those, who knows, and that's a trike. If I have a trike and I'm riding it, like, can I ride that on the road? I mean, that's pretty much as wide as most bike lanes are, and that's riding it right directly in the middle of the bike lane, and sometimes you have to swerve and go around things, right? Like I do on the bike lane. If you got a bike lane like this, you're perfectly fine riding the trike on the road. But if you don't, so any of you out there that ride a trike, electric trike, or any trike for that matter, where do you ride it? Do you ride it on the sidewalk, or like to get to where you're going, wherever you're going, not counting a bike path or trail? Let's say you're riding to get to a trail. Do you ride on the sidewalk, or do you ride in the bike lane with your trike? I'd be interested to hear that answer. So I'm always kind of looking out for the bikers, like, you know, and it's not just e-bikes, right? I'm thinking about all bike riders. I'll get over here because I'm going to turn here. So give me your thoughts though on the sidewalk riding. Is there much difference in your opinion between riding on a sidewalk versus riding on a trail or path? I mean, mobility scooters, I've saw some people go down the sidewalk on those pretty quick. I think you got to go slow on a sidewalk, especially if there's anybody around. But heck, I've been on bike trails or bike paths that have lots of people, you know, so you got to navigate around. There's not a real lot of difference there, in my opinion, between navigating that or the sidewalk if you had to. We're in for another hot day, as we're in a hot streak here right now, but I'm out here before 9:30 in the morning beating the heat. I'm out with the squirrels and the birds. All right, that is going to do it for this video, talking about sidewalks versus bike paths. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to leave a comment on this or any other videos that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.